Mrs. Crime, Mr. Wade, bringing you the stories. Stay tuned for a lot more. Today's unfortunate story is about Carl William Mays, an American baseball pitcher who played 15 seasons in the Major League Baseball from 1915 to 1929. On August 16th, 1920, Mr. Mays threw the pitch that fatally injured Ray Chapman of the Cleveland Indians, the only Major League player to die as a direct result of an old field injury.
They were desperately poor. Carl, they had a gun, but they didn't have money for ammunition. And so Carl learned to kill squirrels and rabbits by throwing rocks at them.
According to his old World War I draft card, Carl William Mays was born November 12, 1891, in Anderson, Kentucky, one of the 5 sons born to Callie Louisa Mays and William Henry Mays. Mays quit high school before graduating and began to earn a living as a baseball player on a semi-pro teams in Oklahoma, Kansas, and Utah. In 1912, he entered the minor leagues as a member of the Boise, Idaho team in Class D Western Tri-State League. After a season in Boise, in 1913, Mays played 1 season for the Portland, Oregon team in the Class A Northwest League. In 1914, Mays was drafted by the Triple-A International League's Providence Grays. The Grays were an affiliate of the Detroit Tigers, and the Tigers sold his contract to the Boston Red Sox.
Carl used to play baseball with them even when he was older, and he would just use one hand to hit with when he played with them, but he would still hit it over the trees in the orchard.
In one version of the story, Mays learned his underhand style of pitching from Dizzy Dismukes, a pitcher in the Negro League Baseball. In another way, Mays, he was taught the technique by Joe McGinnity when McGinnity coached the Tacoma team during Mays' stint with Portland. Mays was nicknamed Sub, a reference to his submarine pitching motion, and he was known to throw a spitball.
Even his knuckles would break the ground as he came through his delivery. They said the ball was very hard to see. He looked much like an octopus out there coming toward you.
In the death-defying game, the Yankees were trailing the Indians when Ray Chapman came to the plate in the 5th inning on August 16th, 1920. Mays was pursuing his 100th career win that day. Mr. Mays let loose with a high fastball that he claimed was in the strike zone, but Chapman apparently never saw.
August 16th, 1920. It was a very hot, muggy day. It's been described a little cloudy, and perhaps Chapman didn't see the ball coming.
The impact of the ball striking Chapman in the head was so loud that Mays, thinking it had hit Chapman's hat and was in play, caught the ball as it bounced onto the field and threw it to Pip at first base.
Carl was unaware that the ball had hit him in the head. He's quoted as saying that he heard it hit, it came back to him, he fielded the ball and threw it to first before he realized that the batter was down.
Chapman was taken to a hospital where surgeons operated and discovered a skull fracture. He initially seemed to rally after the surgery, but died early in the morning on the following day. In an interview 3 months after Chapman's death, Mr. Mays expressed regret for the outcome, but he stated that he did not feel any guilt, as he had not hit Chapman on purpose. Indeed, one of Chapman's last words before losing consciousness was, "I'm all right. Tell Mays not to worry." After his playing career, Mays was the owner and operator of a baseball school in Oregon. Among his most notable attendees was Johnny Pesky. Mays also worked as a scout for the Cleveland Indians, the Milwaukee, the Atlanta Braves, and the Kansas City Royals. Mr. Mays died April 4th, 1971 in El Cajon, California, and is buried in Riverview Cemetery in Portland, Oregon. His distant cousin, Joe Mays, was a major league pitcher from 1999 to 2006. Hope you guys enjoyed this unfortunate story of Ray Chapman. A lot more coming from Tombstone Whispers. I'm Mr. Wade and Mrs. Crime. Stay tuned for a lot more.